Hi everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. So I am back with a bit of a collective jewelry haul that I have found over the last few weeks from various places, some from my local antique store. There's a few items that I purchased online, as well as a few just consignment stores in my area. So yeah, thank you for being here. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first piece I found was this really beautiful dragonfly pendant in sterling silver, and the reason I wanted to share this with you is that I found this piece on eBay and the seller had this listed as a vintage Tasco Mexico necklace. Now, I immediately recognized this piece. This is a retired Tiffany & Company dragonfly pendant, and I'm gonna flip it around here to show you this stamping. So you can see very clearly that it is marked T&Co 925. And for whatever reason, the seller saw that T&Co and just assumed that that meant Tasco, Mexico. So I paid $25 for this piece, which is a complete steal. This is a retired design. There was this really beautiful dragonfly as well as a butterfly in this collection. It does have a double sterling silver chain on either side. This piece, it is marked 925 on the clasp. But yeah, so I guess I wanted to share this with you just to remind you that sometimes the best deals are in listing errors. So keep your eyes open. If you find something where the title doesn't seem to match, maybe take a closer look because you might be able to find a deal. Next is this sterling silver ring. I just fell in love with the face on this piece. Definitely an Art Nouveau style. You can tell that this ring has been worn and loved. Her nose is kind of worn down a bit. She almost looks a little bit sad, I think just because of the way that the silver has worn. I don't know, and I just think there's something really beautiful about it. I don't know if this piece is really all that old. It is marked STG SIL, so for sterling silver, which is kind of an interesting marking. I don't see any other hallmarks or maker's marks on it, so it's possible that this is a true Art Nouveau piece. I'm not sure, but either way, I just thought she was so beautiful. Was really happy to find this one, and she's a really nice size. She does fit on my middle and pointer fingers, so I think she's going to be really fun to wear, and I really love her. Here's another sterling silver piece. We have this really beautiful large locket. It is double-sided here, so the same on both sides. And the central oval here has not been engraved or monogrammed, which is kind of nice. I think some people prefer it to not be personalized, so that someone could put their own initials on here if they ever chose to. I'll open it up here. So it has remnants of its old paper, and it does have the little sterling silver frames that pull out so that you can secure a photo inside, and it has that on both sides here. There is not a piece of glass or celluloid, but still really, really beautiful condition. And I think that this one is antique. I don't have any hallmarks on it that will specifically date it, but just judging on the style and size of it, I believe that this is an older locket and really, really beautiful. There are two other sterling silver rings that I found at my local antique store, and I thought they were both just really, really sweet. So the first one here would have been perfect just about a month ago for St. Patrick's Day, but we have this beautiful four-leaf clover. It has that green enameling on the leaves and a little rhinestone in the center. It is gold over silver. Let's see if I can find the hallmark. Yep, and down inside here it is marked sterling. Going to be kind of hard to see. But yeah, it just has a little bit of a gold wash over top of that silver and just really adorable, in really nice condition as well. And then the other ring is this really beautiful, kind of naturalistic floral leaf branch design. Kind of a simple, like stacking style ring. Just thought it was really sweet, and I believe that both of these were priced at $5 at my local antique store, so I did grab them. I also found another really beautiful antique jewelry box. So this one has a little mother of pearl button that you press in. It opens up here. It does have this satin lining that says Held's Jewelry House, so out of Detroit, Michigan, which is really cool. I love finding things from Detroit, which is sort of my my hometown area. So I just thought this was in really nice condition and would be beautiful to store some of my antique jewelry in. Oh, yes. So this was a really fun find. So I don't always find costume jewelry like this, and this was sitting in a case at my local antique store, and it was marked $15. And when I saw that, I thought, that seems like a really, really good price for this piece because it's large, it has some really beautiful AB stones, and I noticed that it had these floral kind of molded glass elements to it as well that looked really nice, and they have some opalescence to them. And if you can see here, this one is actually a Florenza piece. So really beautiful link bracelet, beautiful colors in the stones, and was really excited to find this. And this one I listed on my Poshmark closet, and it actually already sold. So I paid 15, I sold it for 95. So really nice kind of quick flip there. I don't really collect this type of jewelry, though I think it is absolutely beautiful. I know there is a really large collector's market for rhinestone jewelry right now, so that is why I grabbed it. And yeah, really beautiful. I do think a few of the stones have been replaced or re-glued, which I did note in my listing, because some of them are different sizes, but I still don't think it takes away from the beauty of this piece. Really, really gorgeous. Now this one I think is kind of a showstopper piece. I think this is so beautiful. It has that really kind of fine filigree style to it. So I don't know if this is Edwardian or maybe Art Nouveau era. Really, really beautiful though. Now I added the chain. The chain is a chain that I already had in my collection. So just the pendant was the piece that I found. Now there is some type of hallmark up on the very top of the bail here, and to me it looks like it says and 89C, an ampersand symbol 89C. This is definitely yellow gold. I need to test it for the exact carat, but aquamarine is my birthstone. I absolutely love that beautiful pale sky blue color, and I just thought this was a really beautiful piece. So excited to add it to my collection. I don't really have a ton of gold. I'm definitely more of a silver person when it comes to the jewelry that I wear, but I thought this one was absolutely beautiful. Here is another older piece, I believe, and I found this at my local antique store. It was marked for $30, and they knew that it was sterling, and they knew that it was an amethyst, but I felt like that was still a really low price for this really beautiful, very deco almost looking piece. So at the very bottom here, you have this beautiful faceted amethyst, and I have tested the stone. So it is a natural amethyst, and it's surrounded by this circle. It's sterling silver, but it has this black enamel surrounding it, which that feels very Art Deco in style to me. Here is what the back looks like, and it looks like there was probably a repair done at some point. You can see underneath that area, there was a sterling silver marking under there. So I think that this little bail had been damaged at some point and somebody repaired it. You can also see that this jump ring looks to have been replaced. But I thought it was a really beautiful pendant. That's a really nice large size amethyst right there. Oh, so beautiful. And the chain itself is also an antique style chain marked for sterling. So yeah, I thought this was a really beautiful piece, and I thought it was priced really well, so I did grab this one. And I found another beautiful crescent rhinestone pin, and I'm a sucker for these. I have a few of these beautiful crescent moon shaped brooches in my collection. Now this one just has glass rhinestones. You can see that we have a dead stone there, and this one here is a little bit dark as well. I'll have to see if I can clean that up a bit. It is in a gold tone metal. Here is what the back looks like. I do think this is an older piece. You can see that that pin extends a little bit further out beyond our brooch. But I'm not sure exactly the era. We do have a round style hinge and not the tube hinge that you often see in Victorian pieces, though this is definitely a Victorian style. So maybe just a later Victorian piece or early 1900s, not sure, but beautiful. Next up is this really interesting kind of rose gold colored necklace. You have these little teardrops with faceted purple amethyst glass, a really nice sort of Rollo link style chain. And I really loved the clasp on this. So you have that antique style barrel clasp where this element just kind of pushes in. And this one is marked on this tiny little jump ring up here. And it says 18 karat rolled gold. And there is a tiny little symbol at the bottom, probably a maker's mark that I would have to look into further, but this is 18 karat rolled gold metal, and I think it's really gorgeous. I love the way these dangle. They have so much sparkle, and they look very much like a natural amethyst, but they are in fact glass. The next piece is this really gorgeous necklace, and just look at how beautiful this is. It definitely has a Victorian look about it. I think this is probably Czechoslovakian, just based on the findings and this type of glass. It's not marked, and it seems like some of these end jump rings have been replaced, so it's possible the marking may have been on its original clasp. But here is what the back of these pieces look like, and they remind me very much of the construction of some other Czech pieces that I have in my collection already. But yeah, so sparkly, this really deep, rich purple amethyst colored glass, and I just couldn't pass this one up. I thought it was so beautiful. Just look at the sparkle. I love it. I also found a set of gold-filled or rolled gold bangle bracelets, and I believe that these are wedding bangles. They are in that Etruscan revival style, so I believe these would be Victorian. Really beautiful. There is some wear to the little beads that kind of clip together and hold the bracelet together, but there is some little engraving on the end pieces here. Yellow gold style metal. This one here is missing its little bead, unfortunately, but this one's actually in fairly nice condition, and they're both still wearable. And here are a few other rolled gold or gold-filled pieces that I found. I found this really beautiful pendant. It has a little faceted blue stone in the center. Looks very much like a sapphire, but it is glass. I really love the little element up at the top near the bail that looks like a bow. I think that's so sweet. You have those little leaf designs there, kind of an open work at the bottom, kind of looks like lace. Here's what the back looks like. Just a really sweet pendant, I thought. It was really beautiful. There's also this little puffy heart charm with these little red glass pieces. They look kind of like rubies almost to me, but they are glass. Probably gold filled, not marked anywhere, but just a sweet antique piece. And then there's also this tiny locket. It does have some wear to the metal. It opens up just like that. Definitely slip some photos in there. Yeah, just a collection of some antique gold-filled pieces. And I found some interesting glass beads this time. The first thing I found was this beautiful milk glass and lampwork beaded necklace. So pretty. You can see that these sort of oval beads here have flower details and aventurine style glass applications to the beads, and I just thought it was beautiful. I collect milk glass, and I especially loved that it had these more ornate beads throughout it. Beautiful. I also found this strand of kind of loose beads. It doesn't have a clasp, so it's not really a wearable piece, but look at how stunning these beads are. I just couldn't leave them there. I think this was only a few dollars. It was in a little Ziploc baggie. And you can see it has this sort of pulled feather design. They're really, really large. And again, you have that glittery aventurine glass throughout them. I really loved the colors and the size and shape of these. So not sure what I'm gonna do with them. I might sell these just as, a crafter's piece or try to make something from them. I'm not sure, but I just thought they were gorgeous. I also found this very interesting long strand of beads. They were labeled as trade beads, but they had them priced for under $10. I think I paid $8 for this beautiful strand. And these are all glass. So you have these beautiful striped glass beads. I absolutely love these ones. You can tell they were made from a cane and then cut. How beautiful. And then you have these pieces that look like coral, but these are also glass. So probably molded glass, I would imagine. These were really interesting black and white beads. Yeah, just some larger like pony style beads. I don't know, I just thought this was very, very interesting. And I picked it up because it was just so colorful. I loved all of these glass beads, and the price was really good on it, I felt. Yeah, and something I wanted to do some more research on. So if you have more information about this type of necklace or this type of bead, I would love to learn. Grabbed it because I thought it was interesting. And same goes for these really interesting carved wooden beads. Again, just kind of strung on an old string here, a piece of twine or something. But look at how interesting these are. They're almost like a honeycomb shape, super dimensional, and you can tell that somebody hand carved every one of these beads. And I just thought it was gorgeous. So from my research, it looks like there are similar strands online that people are referring to as prayer beads. So I don't know if that is what the original use of these would have been, but I thought they were beautiful and just too interesting and handmade to leave there. How cool. I really, really love these. I don't know anything about them. Sometimes I buy things and I have no idea what they are, but they just sort of speak to me, and that is what happened with these really interesting wooden beads. And this triple strand of glass black and white striped beads was actually in the same bag as the Venetian glass beads, I believe. So this was kind of an extra, but then when I pulled it out, I noticed that they were glass and it was actually really cool. It's this really interesting black and white triple strand necklace. Definitely has a modern kind of fun look to it. I also found this little card of these really beautiful opalescent buttons, and I just really liked the color of them. They have that sort of hobnail beaded design to them. And you can see down here that these were made in Western Germany, so they're definitely vintage. And I just picked them up because I thought they were beautiful, and I think these were $2. So again, something I just couldn't leave sitting on the shelf there. They were too pretty. Wanted to save them. I also found this really beautiful mother of pearl inlaid bangle. It has some brass elements, and it opens up with a little pin mechanism on this side. And this was made in India. I think there is a little sticker in there. But all of the mother of pearl pieces were in place. None of them appeared to be broken, and I just thought it was really beautiful. I did find a selection of costume jewelry brooches, and I do pick these up when the price is right on them. I think all of these were under $5. So this first one here is that classic sunburst atomic design of these beautiful AB faceted stones. This one is in a silver tone metal. Not marked anywhere, but you can see that all of the stones are riveted in place, all held on with prongs, and yeah, just a really beautiful one, I thought. Also found this really adorable amber brown colored rhinestone piece, just a little floral stem. You have those gold tone leaves. Not marked anywhere, but just really adorable, and I thought it was pretty. Now this one I think was $2, and the reason I picked this one up is that it was actually marked on the back, and this one is marked KJL, which is Kenneth J. Lane, who is a very popular costume jewelry maker and definitely is a collectible name. And this one is in excellent condition. I don't see any wear to it, so I thought that was worth picking up. Definitely something I'm going to be listing. And same thing with this really beautiful silver tone brooch. This one is marked as well, and this one is a crown trifari. You can see the marking right up here. It's such an interesting design. It's definitely very modern looking. I don't know if this is meant to be a scarf. That's sort of what it looks like to me. It looks like the fringed edges of a scarf. Really interesting piece. It's kind of a brushed silver finish. Again, in really nice condition. And I know crown trifari is quite collectible as well. And then these two little pieces probably are a little bit less valuable than the signed ones, but I just thought they were adorable. So we have this enameled ladybug with our little white rhinestones in its wings, just gold tone and not marked anywhere, but it was in beautiful condition. I thought it was made really nicely. The enamel work is really beautiful, so I picked that one up. And then these I just think are so, so sweet. I come across them from time to time, and they're these little needlepoint pieces. This one has a little bouquet of flowers in the center. And again, you know, when they're $1 or $2, I tend to grab them just because I think they're sweet. So yeah, that was my little haul from the past few weeks. Let me know what your favorite piece was. I have lots of favorites. I definitely love the aquamarine pendant. I love all of the amethyst colored pieces, the glass as well as the actual amethyst. A lot of really beautiful ones. And I was excited to have been able to pick up a piece for resale this time. I usually buy for my own collection, but when I see something that is priced really well that I know someone out there, a collector, would love to have, I will pick it up. So that is what happened with this beautiful piece. So I'll be shipping this out probably tomorrow. So I wanted to film this video to share it with you. Yeah, a lot of really beautiful pieces this time. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.